Welcome to the Saints, the City and me, sending audio love letters to and from New Orleans. Tonight's show, and I think it's fair to say, is about someone Dan and I have a hell of a lot of time for. From the lochs of Scotland to the lakes and bayous of Louisiana, from the West End of Glasgow to the French Quarter, our Maggie has put in the miles. Edinburgh, London, Dublin, Birmingham, Manchester and New Orleans. And somehow it never gets old when she is around. And last year, your first trip to New Orleans with your beloved Alan, we obviously think is all right. He's been vetted, reviewed, and background checks, and the early signs are promising. Alan, come on, Dan. Alan. That's the one. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Cities, the chaos, the football, the laughs, the tears, and the random nights. The shots, so many shots. From pints in the cold to hurricanes in the heat. And those moments where you meet other Saints fans and within 5 minutes you feel like family. You've been at the heart of it, Maggie, bringing the energy every time and very occasionally a C-bomb. Welcoming our Saints mum and the SCM fan of the week number 3, Miss Maggie Tennant. Welcome, Maggie.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. That was tremendous, Mike. Well done.
I actually really only tripped up on our own name of the pod. It's like,
I'm putting out the Croatian names and stuff, and you can't even get our own podcast right.
Well, it was, I got the Saints City and me, but it was the SCM thing. It was like, I think I had too much saliva in my mouth. Anyway, let's move on. How are you, Mags?
I'm very well. Thank you for asking. And you guys?
We're good. Thank you very much for joining.
It's so nice to see you.
Well, it's been a while. The last time I remember seeing you was in the French Quarter when you were in, oh God, what's the bar? I always call it the Peter Sutcliffe bar because it looks like him.
Jumanji,
that's it.
Yeah.
And you and Alan couldn't actually talk. You were very, very, very drunk.
I'd had a few.
Yeah,
that
you'd had a few.
I've seen you since then. I saw you in London.
Crap, yeah.
Okay. My God.
Mine sounded,
I can't even get he
sounded more romantic. Come on, you could have just left that there. The last time I saw you was in the French Quarter. That sounds really cool.
I'm really fucked
Rather than I saw you in London
really
Bridge.
Bar
London Bridge. Anyway,
Waterloo Station.
You're not doing the intros anymore, Mike. You can't even. You don't fact check them. You can't get your diction out.
The intro wasn't wrong. It was just my memory.
It wasn't.
I'm an old man. Forgive me. Anyway,
no,
we're not going to talk.
That night you're talking about, we had been at the hospitality at the basketball, the Pels game, which was a horrific loss. Great fun. So yeah, I make no apology for the kind of state I was in that night because I had been at hospitality.
That sounds like a very Scottish thing, doesn't it? The game was awful and the team I was there to support lost horrifically, but there was booze.
And we paid for it. So, you have to, it's like a challenge,
Maggie, you're leaving money on a table if you don't drink it.
No. That's a fair point.
And the Scots do not do that.
Going to a free bar wedding, you've got to get your money's worth. You've bought the present, you've bought the outfit, you've got to go all in. You've got to drink what you can. You're losing money if you don't do that.
And it's free,
There you go. That's British economics for you.
Don't waste
beers.
Exactly. We're not going to talk about the draft and free agency and all that good stuff because hopefully we're going to do another pod later in the week with a guest.
Although, do we know any more about Alvin Kamara or
no?
Cam Jordan?
I think the noises coming out are that the way Mickey Loomis spoke about Cam sounded like it was almost like they were hoping that he would come back at whatever the offer on the table was. But when he was talking about Alvin, it very much sounded like
he was a free agent.
Yeah.
It sounded like he was a free agent. And he's not.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? So I think that's the last thing that we heard from his interview on a radio show. And it didn't, from an Alvin Kamara point of view, it didn't sound particularly promising. Only time will tell.
Yeah, he'll be a sad mess.
Yeah, it will. But we are not going to talk about the Saints at the moment, Maggie. We are going to talk about you. And we always ask this question to start the pod off. Was it the Saints or the City brought you to this team?
It was the City, first of all.
Okay.
So we went, 8 years ago, just to age Alan, we went to Vegas. And we went to Vegas and New Orleans for his 40th. And I think we did 6 nights in Vegas and 4 in New Orleans. And I so wish it had been the other way around.
Mm.
But the City had always been on my bucket list. So there were 2 that were on my list. One was Havana. I'd done that. And the second one was New Orleans. And we got to go there, like I say, for Alan's 40th. And just, it's indescribable. Just completely fell in love with the city. Did all the touristy stuff, we didn't do the swamp tour right enough because I don't like gators.
Get
But
off
we
this
did all
pod.
the cemetery, and we didn't do the World War II museum because, frankly, it takes a full day. But we did all the stuff, the open top bus tour and all the rest of it, and just completely fell in love with the entire city. We did the Natchez jazz cruise and got so drunk on that. It was hilarious.
There seems to be a theme.
Well,
It's only a 90-minute cruise.
and yeah, just absolutely. And at that point, I knew absolutely nothing about American football. Had never seen it. Thought it was too fiddly, which it is, to be fair. Didn't understand it. Hadn't watched it. And then I genuinely cannot pinpoint when I thought, I'm going to try and watch this and see what happens. And then because I loved the city so much, naturally it had to be the Saints. So it's a bit of a dull story, but
it's not. It's funny because obviously for me it was the City as well, and funnily enough, the 2 places that I always wanted to visit were Havana and New Orleans.
have you been to Havana?
No, I've not, and also now I haven't had the opportunity, and now you've got this issue, haven't you, where if you go to Cuba at the moment, you probably wouldn't be allowed in America for a period of time thereafter. So I just can't. And also at the moment with what's going on there from a, political and sort of social perspective,
Yeah.
it's not great. It's probably not a really good time well, actually in one way, it'd probably be a great time to go over to get the tourist dollar in there. But unfortunately, it would just have too much of an impact of me traveling over to America. So
Yeah.
I do hold out hope that I'll be able to go.
It's fantastic.
I'm going to ask a separate question then. What was Havana like? This is purely for me.
So Havana was actually incredible. So I was there for 2 weeks, completely alone, just me. I
Wow.
was in between relationships and I was just like, right, I'd inherited a bit of money from my dad and I was just like, right, let's do it. And I loved it. The people were incredibly friendly. They've got that same incredible politeness, warmth and friendliness that the people of New Orleans have. And I think you'll, and I hope you do, if you make it there, I think you'll probably find the similarities in the kind of just the people, just the friendliness of the people. It was just amazing. The architecture, incredible, music, the food, everything. And then you'll just be walking. And then if you've ever been to Florida, as you know, it just straight down with the rain for 2 minutes is heavy and then you're completely soaked. And then it's like switching off a light and it's completely dry again. It's an incredible place. Yeah.
It's
Love
funny,
it.
isn't it? As you talk about that, the similarities between there and New Orleans, when you were talking about, the music, the architecture, the people, and those are things that we always talk about when we talk about this city that we all love.
And the culture
Well,
is, just the art and just everything about it.
I haven't been to Havana. I've been to Cuba twice, and they do their own take on a cochon delay, which is fantastic. As it's Jazz Fest this weekend, Jazz Fest tradition, cochon delay.
Yeah.
They're great with what they do with. I know you would have it, Maggie, but they're great what they do with pork over there.
Depends
Nasty.
what pork you're talking about. Anyway.
Right.
Sorry.
There we go. It's not even that late. It's not even that late.
It's not even dark yet.
Hey, it's a bank holiday weekend. Come on. It allows you a certain freedom. So obviously you were saying about the American football being a bit fiddly, but how did you did you just start watching it, or was Alan a fan of it, or how did that come about?
I don't know whether I want to tell you this or not. He used to be a
Was it
Giants
Jeff?
fan.
He used to
I
be a
was gonna, I
what?
wonder whether it was Jeff got Giants.
I know.
I didn't hear that. He used to be a what?
Edit that bit out. So he's always
You-
been an NFL fan,
Okay.
but I had just never, and I genuinely don't, maybe was it during lockdown? I thought I might as well learn something new. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what actually made me start watching a game. And then I was like, oh, actually, I kind of quite like this. You know, because it's like they took the rubbish sport of rugby and made it so much better.
Controversial take number 12 already in this one, this
yeah.
episode.
Not that controversial, really.
No.
It's the truth.
And so you just started watching it a little bit more and more. Was it?
Yeah,
would Alan
and
sit there
then
on a Sunday
and then I
watching it?
found myself in a position where I was going for a nap at 9 in the evening, setting an alarm and getting up at 1 in the morning to watch the Saints. As you do.
Yeah, pain everywhere.
Are you
Yeah.
sure it wasn't because you wanted to watch Jeff on Sky Sports?
Tiny little Jeff, little jazzy Jeff. Oh, I love him so much.
We
I
told
could
Jeff,
just
we
fit him
told
in
Jeff
my
about you
pocket.
when he was on the podcast. We spoke to
Yeah,
Jeff
we
about
did.
you. We said our
Yeah.
friend Maggie was very happy to see you in. Was it Glasgow that you
It was
met him?
Glasgow, yeah.
Yeah,
You're
But he's
gonna
just
that
have,
was great.
He wouldn't
you're gonna have
remember
to
me.
try and edit in
He
that
did.
picture
He
of
did.
Maggie with Jeff, Dan.
See, now you're showing me up is that because I don't actually listen to any of your podcasts. So I don't know whether you're lying about having
Controversial
spoken
take number
to Jeff
13.
Reinbold about me or
But
not.
you're not the first guest. You're not the first guest who's
No.
never listened,
And you won't
including
be the
our
last.
wives.
Do you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to listen to this one either.
Just give it like 2 minutes so we get the listener count and
Yeah.
your gravy.
Yeah, that'll do.
Oh
so
my God.
so obviously you're getting up at 1 o'clock in the morning. You're just getting more and more into it. Is it? Is part of it the sort of jazzmatazz of it and the, you know what I mean, the lights, the excitement, or that, or was it purely like it was from a game perspective? You found it fascinating.
Yeah, game perspective, I think.
Yeah,
Working the actual plays.
yeah,
Work at how it actually works and the line of scrimmage and you're moving what you're trying to do and on your downs and all the rest of it, because I must admit it did take me quite a while. I was like, what are they doing? And then there's that bit, it's like, why have they just suddenly stopped? Oh, ad break, right, okay. And I think you don't realize how much of the game is actually, in a way, it's almost fake. I mean, I'm not saying it's like fake as in like wrestling, but that they actually stop it because KFC need to put an ad out for farmers.
I've people say it to me all the time. Like, oh, there's so many ad breaks, and I say, but when you actually go to a game, you don't really realise you're at an ad break because they do so much, and I think this is for American sports in general. I don't know if I said this before, but they do so much between the breaks that you don't know are taking place that you don't even realise. Like if you go to a Pelicans game and they do all that the cannon stuff, and they have Little Panda comes out half time and
Alan
stuff
caught
like
the
that.
T-shirt.
Yeah, and they just do so much. And I say to people, go to a game because what you see on TV isn't the same as actually being there and doing, them or us and all stuff like that. It just gets they just get so engaged in what's going on. And if there's a break, you go and get a beer, right? Because it's a very social sport. You can just go and have a beer and be back before the play starts again. Well, depends what the queues are like.
Do you say have a dump?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Not at the dome right now. The queues for the toilets at the dome since they did the refurbs are awful for the toilets.
Oh, I left my phone in the toilet at the Dome. Can you believe it?
You left it.
Did you find it? Is it gone?
Yeah, no, a lady chased me out. She was lovely as well. She was stunning. I was like, oh,
Maggie
you
was
brought me my phone back.
doing her Sudoku while she was on the toilet. Oh, just take some.
Yeah.
How did you? So obviously you get into it. You're watching it. You're enjoying it. So I'm assuming your pathway is going to be very similar to a number of people we've spoken to. How did you then get attached to other Saints fans and the group? that we're all a member of.
So I think when I first started watching the game, I obviously then started following the team on Twitter and associated accounts and all the rest of it. And, Twitter has that, or X, or whatever you want to call it, has that algorithm where it kind of recommends other people, a bit like
Yeah.
Amazon recommends, and somehow I came across the James's, which is,
The Dome
help
Patrol.
me out, what's it called?
Dome Patrol.
Dome
It might have been
Patrol,
old.
thank
It
you.
might have been before Dome Patrol, right?
Yeah, it might have
When
been.
did James end the UK Saints podcast and join up with Dome Patrol? That was
Must be about
around
3.
lockdown. During
It
lockdown?
might have been.
Maybe
So
about.
I think
I'm
I've been
trying
in
to
that
think.
group. Must be 6 years.
He must have been about 4 or 5 years, 4 years ago, maybe, when the other version of the pod ended.
Well, whichever one it was calling all Saints fans and the do you want to be part of a UK Saints fan WhatsApp group? And I thought, well, where's the harm in that?
The tales we could tell, Maggie.
There's my liver now.
Yeah.
And I thought, is that weird? Like just joining a group of a bunch of strangers. And then you think, well, friends were once strangers, weren't they? So
Yeah. But then
then I thought, well, what's the worst that can happen? If everyone's a dick and someone is
Yeah.
nasty to me or whatever, then I'll just leave the group. No harm done. But as it turned out, you're all horribly nice.
And you became the matriarch of the group.
Well, you became the dick in the group.
Harridan.
But you're right.
did.
It's no different. You're a big reader. Books are a massive thing in your life. But that would be no different than joining a book club, would it? A load of strangers.
It's not. It's not at all.
So it's just it's like the way the modern world is now. It's like you get these sort of areas where, whether it's a Discord, whether it's a WhatsApp group, whether you join these things and you sort of expand your sort of friendship group, destroy your liver, and find some good people.
I'm not. I'm not sure that Maggie is texting a book club group at like 9 a.m. before a game saying, "Get your hoodats out," which is what Maggie does before every Saints game. Asks us
half
to
an hour
show us our
before
hoodats.
kickoff. I get my hoodats out, yeah. And I encourage everyone to get them out
Yeah.
with me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go taking a path that I wasn't really sure of. What was yeah, the first, because I was trying to remember, because obviously I spoke about in the intro the amount of places I know that you've sort of travelled around meeting, fellow UK Saints fans, and I think on virtually all of them, I've been in the same destinations as you. What was the first occasion where you met a group of UK Saints fans? When was that?
Well, I first met you in London in that awful casino. But I'm not going to say, because that was it
Hippodrome?
Jets Fins? No, it must have been Jags Fins. Of course, it was London. It would be Jags. The Jags Fins game. So that was our first American football game. Not
Okay.
Alan's first, I have to say,
Yeah.
but mine. And we met in that casino. It was the night Alex avoided me.
Yes, I remember it well.
Yeah. He's never going to forget it. And that night I also met...
Congratulations, by the way, to our friend Alex.
Yes.
Let's all raise a glass or a bottle or whatever to him. Well done.
Yeah. Cheers, Alex. Well done.
Congratulations to him and Eve.
Congratulations.
He's going to be an American before we know it, the bastard.
Yeah.
No.
He's going to beat you to it, son.
No.
At least we'll all have somewhere to stay.
Yeah,
Upstate
hopefully.
New York. By the looks of it, somewhere.
New York. So I met you that night.
Yeah.
So we met you separately. We also met Matt and his lovely Kaylee. That's awful. I'm so bad with names. Matt, I apologise. And I met someone else that night. Oh, I forget who it was.
Well, there have been so many, I can't remember who was at.
But then the first group would have been the Saints London game, I think. The 9th Ward.
Yeah.
Infamous night.
Very infamous, yeah. When Dave fell asleep cuddling the toilet.
Yeah. Yet again, there are too many tales. Yeah, which again we've spoken about a number of times on this pod. That was a wonderful thing. But then since then, it's like I know I've been there's Manchester, as I said in the intro, it's Manchester. We've been up to Edinburgh.
We did Edinburgh, yeah.
Yeah, Dublin.
Dub.
Yeah, that was for a college game, which in itself was an experience.
It was.
Was that when Alex turned into Donald Trump and wanted to build a wall? Do you remember in the bed?
He had to build a wall.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
what?
Well, we were out on an evening with Maggie, and I think it got to a point where me and Alex were like, Maggie, just come back and stay at our hotel. There are 2 bedrooms. Me and Alex will share one. You can have a bed for yourself. And then sort of I think I went to the bar in the hotel, and then when I got back to the room, Alex had built a wall of pillows down the middle of our bed, just in case, just in case our testicles
He
touched or something.
still wasn't sure about you, was he? He still wasn't sure
No,
after all these
nobody's
years.
sure about me, and I've got no problem with it. You know, we've spoken about this before, but yeah. So he built a wall of pillows on the bed. So when I got into the bloody room, there was Maggie, you know, in her bed having a wonderful time. By the time I jumped into the bed that I was sharing with Alex,
What?
Nana was asleep.
as in sleeping, having space,
As in
comfort,
sleeping.
and
Yeah.
I had to get into this tiny little area that Alex had prepared for me, just so
You're not making this any better.
No, it's frankly one of the worst stories you're ever going to hear.
It's the, do you know, Mags, it's the first time I've heard it. So he's obviously a little bit quiet about it.
Who, me?
Yeah, you never told me this story
Not one
before.
of them. I just expressed it on the pod. It's not so. It's just like it's one of those things. It's one that you sort of forget.
It's like,
I'm taking this, I'm adding it up to you walking in on me in the shower in Paris, and I'm starting to.
ooh.
All right. We just point out. I think we've also had this conversation again about modern hotel rooms where you don't actually have a separate room now where the shower and
Do
the
you know what?
toilet is.
They do not have locks on modern hotel rooms anymore because they assume everyone in there is a family. And Mike just walked in, there's my bare naked ass in the shower, washing
It's
my
when they
hair,
have
and he was
that-
like, nope.
It's when they have that massive gap at the bottom of the bathroom door. Like,
Oh, that's just
you
in
can fit a
America. That's
person.
just
I'm
in
like,
America.
Yeah.
what is
I-
that?
I don't.
But
I mean,
what's
yeah,
with
again,
the viewing platform in American toilets as well? You know, the kind of
here,
the viewing platform, you know, and like if you curl one out, it just sits there proudly so that you can have a good look at it.
viewing platform.
That's for the ratings, Maggie. It's either like 6.9, 10.2, put a sign on it, possible world record, don't flush.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it's like.
it's not good if you've
It's
had a
just like,
liquid poo, though, is it?
no. Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, to go back, I think
Yes.
London, I think the Saints London game was the first kind of big group.
Yeah, because we met obviously we were meeting. When did you get down for that? Because I know I actually stayed in a hotel from the Thursday. When did you arrive in London for that game?
So the game was on the Sunday.
Yeah,
We all went to nola.com thing on the Thursday.
On
It was
the
all-
Yeah,
Thursday.
Nick Underhill was at the. Nick
was at
Underhill was
Nightfall,
at the.
He
Was
was
that
at the
just the
night
night
before.
before the game?
Yeah.
Did we only stay
Did you
one night?
Did you not come? I'm sure you was at the thing where Juice McAllister was speaking in West
No.
London. No?
No. Maggie weren't there. I think did you
No.
get down on the Friday? So that I mean, yeah, again, and even though we've spoken about how the Saints as an organisation didn't really organise anything for the fans there, that in itself, that weekend of that game in 2022 was a wonderful experience for.
Oh, it was fantastic. That was
for
all
us, like,
James.
yeah, especially for us as a group of Saints fans, because a lot of people, as you were saying before, we've all joined that group. We're all sort of getting to know each other, but we're strangers. But until you then meet in the flesh and you can really sort of suss and understand people. But that was a great weekend for that because I met so many people who were in that WhatsApp group because of the Saints playing in London. But yeah, so because I'm trying to think what the pub's called, because then on the Sunday before the game, didn't we meet is it the
Oh, the
Beehive?
Beehive.
That's the one, yeah. And there was a big group of us in there, wasn't there?
Yeah, there were a lot of us, yeah. So I think we came down on we got the overnight National Express from Glasgow. was so bad. So we got there the Saturday morning. The Saturday night was the night of the Ninth Ward.
Yeah.
And then the
Yes.
game was the Sunday. I don't remember. We were in the casino after the game. Alex was there. Chris was there. I forget who else, but yeah, lots of people.
Yeah, that was a long old weekend. That was especially going down so early. I felt that weekend.
By game day, I was struggling. I walked out my front door.
Yeah, it was hard work.
And it's been on yet.
Yeah, it was hard work because it was such a great weekend.
It was.
Yeah, so
But it was
great.
just so amazing to have spoken to all of you guys on WhatsApp for what, a year, 2 years before that?
Yeah.
Must be 2 years. To actually meet people in real life, you don't realize how different that is, how much more special that is to actually meet people in real life.
And you know what's
rather
funny?
than just.
I wasn't in the WhatsApp group at that point. I'd left. Obviously, I've come back, but I was going through my photos recently from that night, when we was trying to do the picture for Veterans episode to get the thumbnail for the YouTube. And I realised so many people from that WhatsApp group who I thought I'd never met before, I met on that night, and I've got photos of them. And I was just like, hang on a minute, so-and-so, and that's so-and-so. And it's like, I didn't even realise I'd met them.
Yeah. There were
Probably
so
I was
many
so
people
drunk.
there. Oh, yeah. Well, it's a theme. It's fine.
It absolutely is a
we're
thing.
on brand. We're on brand.
Yeah, we absolutely
and I think,
are.
and since then, there's been sort of mini groups. So there was the Birmingham.
That's the Curry Club, isn't it?
The Curry Club, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was the group that came, which was largely the same group, actually, that came to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And then we did Manchester, and I've been to the cricket as well, imagine.
God, yeah. I mean,
I'm doing it again, but
I know you are, because I remember, because yet again, one of the, I suppose you would call it downsides of being in a group with that many people in, is that you then do have sidebar subjects. And one of them, which is that blows up every summer, is the bloody cricket. And people are in there talking for hours on end. But you were the harshest critic of those people who used to talk about cricket. Then last
it
year,
became one.
I know, you go to a game and you're going to another one this year. How the hell does that happen? You went for the social. I'm assuming you just went for the social. But did you actually enjoy the sort of the cricket side of the social as well?
I did. It's a very gentle sport. It's a very gentle kind of thing. And I have been, I'd been in Edinburgh a couple of times. I'd been to the Ashes as well, previous to all of this. I can't really say that I fully understand what's going on. But I know that the man throws the ball.
Hit.
Yeah.
But the man throws the ball.
And then people run. And some people try and catch. And I like the way the wickets light up.
That's
your explanation about American football was far more nuanced and advanced than that, Maggie. Jesus Christ. But anyway, you're a fan of the man throwing the ball, the people running, and the one who catches it. And you're going again this year. So where are you going this year to watch cricket?
Edgbaston.
Okay. So you're back down to...
So it was Trent Bridge 2 years ago, Trent Bridge. But actually, the only reason I really went to Trent Bridge, I kind of lost a bet. And so I ended up, that's how I ended up doing that.
And so you're going to Edgbaston this year. Who's going to that? Who's going to that game with you?
That is me, Alan. Be Alan's first. It's me, Alan, Chris, and Josh. Remember Josh?
Yeah, Josh. Young Josh, who's not allowed back in the group.
Who's not even young now. He's he's still young, but he's 26 now or something.
Yeah. That Josh got removed from the group, and that was at the point where that group was, you could say it was at its worst, but it was probably also at its best, because the amount of people that were getting kicked out of that group and brought back in. And then I think poor old Josh just got kicked once too often, and the powers that be just wouldn't allow him back in. But he's got his own little...
To be fair, he was allowed the chance to apologise, but he chose instead to double down. And
It's not poker, Josh.
even
It's
I
not
was
poker.
annoyed at him. Even I was annoyed.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, again, the rich and varied tapestry of a WhatsApp group. Maggie going to a sea cricket, which in itself is wonderful. So the 2022 thing where everybody Saints related all go there, just from, because I go to quite a lot of I know obviously, Dan, from your point of view, sometimes it's a bit difficult to make it because you've got younger children and, work. But I've gone to most of the social occasions that you've gone to, Maggie. What is it that you just enjoy about it? What is it that, because you're literally always the first person who's saying, right, I'll be there.
They're friends.
We know that's not true because you're a big Rangers fan, and I know you've got a whole collection of people that you go and see Rangers with.
Not everyone.
Yeah.
I just think if you're going to do something, do it,
You do it
Go
wholeheartedly.
yeah, go in 2-footed, studs
Yeah.
up the lot, just,
Sounds like a Rangers fan.
if you're, if you're going to do it, do it properly.
Do it properly.
Yeah.
Talking of football, soccer, your boys just won, Dan. 2-1.
It did. Well, you say my boys. All I basically do is check the scores these days.
Did Villa actually score?
Yeah, they
Yes,
scored
in the last minute.
Wow.
last minute. But
I still think it'll go down, but
well, that's
That's a
going to be
different sport.
it's a different sport, but that's confident. That's 2 games that you've won on the spin now, so you might be on a run, which is devastating.
I feel
to
bad
me.
for Charlie, though.
Yeah, I mean, Villa putting outside like they did tonight was a little bit of a disgrace. I do get they're in Europe, but yeah, it sort of it feels like a bit of a mocking of the game that did. But anyway,
Yeah.
let's drop that subject.
We can't moan about it. It's 38 games. All of us need to win over 38 games. Charlie said the same. So
Yeah, no, he did.
you can't
Absolutely
be moaning
right.
about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Anyway, where was we?
We were talking about Maggie, who 2 foots into all of the social occasion because you have to do it wholeheartedly. She's like Graham Roberts. Do you remember Graham Roberts? He used to play for
Of course I
Tottenham.
know Graham
He
Roberts
used to
is.
play for Rangers as well.
He did used to
He
play
did.
for
So
Rangers.
look at that link, Dan. What about that? He
Let me
used to
give you a
2 foot
tenuous-
and he played for
Did
both
she?
your teams.
Let me give you a tenuous. I got my shirts in the bar. I get them framed by the same bloke. I can't remember which one it was now. It might have been my Juice McAllister one. I went to pick it up. I rang the doorbell and I was waiting outside and he opened the door. Graham Roberts walked out. Graham Roberts obviously does a lot of charity stuff. And the guy I use for my shirts, Graham Roberts uses to get all his merch framed to auction when they do the
Okay.
talks. And he says to me, that's a really nice piece. Is that the American football piece? That's a really nice piece, isn't it? I was like, yeah. Cheers, Graham. He was looked at me. He's like, yeah, I know you are. I'm not gonna say any more than that.
Yeah.
If you don't remember me,
No, he'd have lunged at you, mate. He'd have lunged at
Wow.
you. That type of player he was.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah.
so
Jesus Christ. All right, Mags.
fucking ruthless, isn't she? Ruthless.
Yeah, I know. Can we? So obviously you've been to New Orleans before, and then so what was the direction of travel with your trip over last year to go to your first sort of Saints game in the Dome? How did that come about? Was it just a case of, love the city, I'm now a fan of the team, we've just got to get out there?
I think it was a bit of a
FOMO
surprise.
because everybody else thought they were going.
I had resigned myself to the fact that for a long time, as long as somebody particularly of the orange twattedness persuasion was in the White House,
Yeah.
that we would not be going to the States. So I had kind of resigned myself to, well, I'm not going to get to the Dome anytime soon. And then
Is that
Alan-
because you've got some form of criminal record, Maggie? Is that what we're talking about?
No,
here?
but I have been to Cuba, and I meant to say
Yeah.
that when we were talking about Cuba, that you have to declare that,
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a long time ago. But so obviously I knew you guys were all going, and I had been talking about it. I was like, oh, bastards, they're all going. But I had, resigned myself to, well, we'll not be going because it's, politically, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. All the rest of it. And so literally, Alan just texted me from where he was in the office. I was here. And he was just like, let's go. Would you want to go? And I think the first person I texted was you, Mike.
Yeah. And yeah, again, it's like, even for it's like I get really excited about people who are going to go to their first game in the city. I love hearing about it. You know, I just love hearing it. And also it's great when you're sort of part of the experience of somebody, you know, obviously you've been to the city before, but you also have that thing where there are also people who have never been to the city before. And to be part of their first experience in the city, but also to be part of their first experience in the Dome. And yet again, unfortunately, in recent years, a lot of people who have had their first experience in the Dome in, let's say, the last 2 or 3 years, unfortunately have not had the greatest experience in the Dome because the team has been not particularly good.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is not what it can be. But I just enjoy it's like watching it through their eyes, you know, I love
Yeah.
that. It's like, you know, being part of that journey and stuff. So, yeah, again, it was, you know, and on this trip alone, like when we went over last year, there were a few people who were doing that, which was lovely. So obviously Alan just said, "Yeah, we're going." So,
Yeah. And
It's not just that, Mike. It's like the first time you go, you don't really you go like as a pure tourist, right? But then when you go again, you do a bit more research, and you actually like Maggie was in the group said talking about stuff like "Good, try this, good, try that." Whereas you sort of start to move away from the I don't say cliche because I don't think anything really is cliched, but you know, you start to find the real good stuff to do rather than just let's go Pat O'Brien's and let's go.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like on your
Well,
second go round, you bit more nuanced in what you do.
yeah, but you saw that like when we spoke to Vedran last week and he was at like his first time over and already he's trying to organise to go back this year. But his experience is going to be very different this year because of the amount of people that he has met over there
yeah.
who offered out, you know, an invite to their homes, which are, you know, they're secured all around the sort of the New Orleans area and further afield. So you're absolutely right. My only abiding memory about when Maggie was going was all she wanted to do was eat cheese. That was the thing that she was most excited about.
But it's a really good cheesemonger in New Orleans.
No, Dan, and you sent me I didn't make it there, though.
I
But
know.
I did
Jess
make
told me
it to
about him.
Bacchanal,
Yeah.
though, where I got
So
to build my own cheese plate.
when you guys sort of got it sorted in your head that you were going, what were the key things for you? Where, because obviously, and I'm joking about you wanting the cheese, but that was that you were very explicit about. You were asking, right, where should I go? What, and that was booked in. You were going there. So, what were if there were 3 or 4 things that you knew you were going to do on this trip? What were they? What were you looking for from this
They
trip over?
were the Bacchanal Cheese and Wine place, Fine Wines and Spirits, or whatever it's called. Dat Dog.
You're a big fan of that dog, aren't you?
Oh, I loved oh my god, so good. I think those were actually my only 2 demands, if you want to call them that. That I was
Yeah.
like, whatever else we do, I don't care. Like, obviously, we were going to the Dome. We took the bus trip up. Well, I say the bus trip. We were chauffeur driven by Shane up to Baton
Yes.
Rouge, which was an absolutely tremendous.
Mm.
I'm 3 for 3 because I mean, it was just they lost, the Saints lost, the Pels lost. It
Yeah.
was just like
We went to a bar to watch Tulane after you left, and they fucking lost as well. It's like
Yeah.
you having a laugh.
right.
Yeah. For
It was
a Louisiana
disastrous.
sport, us Brits going over is not good for
It
them.
was
But, you know,
horrendous.
for the
No,
economy, it's good, but maybe not for
they
the
they
spirit
must
of
just
sports
see
fans.
us at the border and go, "No, don't let them in." They've you
Yeah.
know made a mess of it. But I think yeah, those were my only real 2. You know, I was just like, I'm totally happy because having done it before with all the touristy stuff, I felt like I had done all that. I wish I'd talked Alan out of Bourbon Street because it's just, ew. You know, it's just
Yeah.
so. So
Yeah.
I wish my only regret, I think, is not spending a little bit more time up in Frenchman. You know, up that way. Yeah. However, I mean,
But
the whole thing was just magic. It was just
Yeah.
magic.
But Alan wanted to experience it. And I do remember the messages that you were firing over when you were there. It was like, oh my God. But yeah, I
It's
mean,
just such a shithole.
there you go. There's the clip. And
There's your
and yet
tagline right
again,
there.
but yet again, we talk
Bourbon
about this
Street, it's such a
all the
shithole.
yeah. We talk about this all the time, and it's like you sort of both sort of touched on it previously, which is, you've got to do all the tourist stuff. And obviously you did all the tourist stuff on your first visit. And
Yeah.
we absolutely the same to anybody going over for the first time. Do all of that stuff that you think you're meant to do, you know, and I mean, obviously, but once you've done it once, and maybe even if once depending on how long you're over there, once you've done it once, that's once enough. You know, you don't need to be back there. Cause I do think, you know, I'm the same. Whenever I go over there, I'll allow myself one night on that street. And it's mainly because there is
It
somebody who's
makes you
never
feel
been.
superior.
No. But it's mainly because there's somebody who's never been and they've got to experience it. And I'm with them. I'm their friend. And absolutely, I'll do it, you know. And so you know, I've got no issue doing it. You know, there have been times where we've been over with people who have never been, who want to do it virtually every night, and I'm out. I'm like,
Mm.
I'm happy to do it with you one night, but I'm not doing it any more than that. So I do understand your feelings, but did Alan enjoy it?
I loved it, honestly.
Yeah.
It's not like we hadn't done it the first time round.
No, I know.
But I mean, it's pretty unique. I'll give it that. But yeah, never again. Well,
Fair
maybe. Maybe.
You just got to cross it. I see, just cross it to get to the Erin Rose.
Yeah.
That's
To
right,
get to
Mike.
the Erin Rose.
Why did Mike cross Bourbon Street to get to the Erin Rose?
Yeah.
That's it.
Start of a good joke, that is.
It's
But so what else was when you went over? Like, obviously, you were talking about, you know, your Bacchanal and stuff. But what else was it that you really enjoyed when you were out there? Obviously, not the stuff that we've spoken about, which is, you know, Alan on bourbon. What other stuff?
crap sporting results.
Yeah.
I
So what
think
else did you do when you were there?
it's just the whole.
didn't you hire a car?
We did on our last day. Yeah, we drove over the bridge.
Yeah.
The infamous bridge, which was totally fine. I keep reading all these articles about how like people have panic attacks and like going over it and stuff. But we had a fine and clear day. I can see that literally that bridge is something like what, 24, 25 miles long?
Mm.
Something like that. And if the weather's terrible or it's dark or you know, there's a hurricane blowing in or whatever, I can imagine that it would be totally terrifying. But I was just like, oh, look at the pelicans flying past. You know, I was like just absolutely, you know, totally loving it. And we drove down, we went right over the bridge and across to, is it Mandeville? Which was not
Yeah,
really anything.
Mandeville, Covington.
Yeah, down to, we were too late. I think we were going to maybe do one of the swampy tour things, but we were too late. We had just missed one.
Yeah.
And the next one was like, but we only had a certain amount of time to get the car back. So, gosh, I don't actually, I think our last night, I think we were on Bourbon because we had to get the car back by 5, I think.
Yeah, we were having this
So yeah,
discussion
that was
last night, weren't we? About did you ask Alan what it was that he was walking around with a can of? Because I
no.
remember
I will
I
though.
remember you guys telling me, and I was like, that's just so British. Because it was definitely something like Tennant's or something that he was walking around the streets of.
They do the big Fat Boy
Or-
Fosters, didn't they?
No, it wasn't
can get
Foster's.
big
It was
Fat Boy
it was
Fosters.
something that I thought was very British. And Alan was walking around the French Quarter with it when he was half cut or something. But I can't remember what it was. I'm sure it was something like Tennant's, but I might just be.
See, there is a photo because we were ripping the piss out of people who go abroad and drink Tennant's or John Smith's or Guinness.
Or go to an English pub, British pub.
Or go correct. So we were up. I can't remember where we'd been that day actually, but anyway, I think we'd been at Dat Dog actually, and he had a can of Stella, and so there was a photo that I put on the group.
That was
But I
probably
don't remember him, mind you. It's not surprising that I don't remember anything about being in that place with you and Mike and you and Steve and Sam.
Yeah.
Steve's a monster when it comes to New Orleans. Absolute monster.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he likes to enjoy himself to the fullest, does our Steve.
I thought when you hired the car, though, Maggie, I thought you went to Slidell because you were a big Britney Spears fan and you wanted to see where she was from.
Did I tell you I read her autobiography? Singularly one of the worst things I've ever experienced in my whole life. It was so bad. I
What was
only
so
did it
bad
for the
about
reading
that?
challenge, though. Is it technically Slidell she's from, though?
Yeah, I'm sure she's from Slidell
Was
or
it?
lived in Slidell. Yeah.
I think maybe she lived there, but yeah. Yeah,
Well, you've read
she's
her autobiography. You should be telling us, Mag.
well, it wasn't exactly
It was a
particularly
deeply
memorable.
forgettable book.
Yeah, it was fucking awful, actually. But yeah, anyway,
So
enough.
when are you and Alan thinking of next going over? Is there any plans, or is it one of those sort of you'll have to wait and see
Well,
moments?
I think at the moment we haven't booked any foreign holidays because I just think everything's so volatile at the minute.
Yeah,
Nobody really knows what's going to happen with fuel prices, flight prices. Is anywhere going to be safe to go to? What. So we have London at the end of the month, and then we've got Jersey, which was booked like a year ago. So we've got a long weekend in Jersey, which I've never been to. And then there's the weekend in Liverpool. And then I've got the cricket in September. And obviously the Saints in Paris in October.
God, it's funny how I
But
keep forgetting about that.
I know,
Jesus.
but they still haven't confirmed. Well, I think we know the
Yeah,
date.
we know.
Michelle
We know
was,
what the date is.
We
We're
know.
just waiting.
We've been
We're
told.
just waiting for the Eurostar to sort of up its game, because at the moment I think you can still only book it from on the weekends, can't you? You can't book it any
No,
earlier
they've
than the
done.
weekend.
Apparently, it's in there now.
Really?
someone said that, I
Although I might
think.
not, I live so bloody close to Luton Airport, I might just have a look at a flight because it seems silly. I mean, it doesn't matter either way because it's 20 minutes into St Pancras for me. It's 20 minutes to Luton. So I
Yeah.
shall see. I'll look at prices and
I mean, I
we'll get
think
back.
in an ideal world, we would take a week or maybe even 10 days,
Yeah.
fly somewhere like Rennes, hire a car, see a bit of northern France,
Mm.
and then head to Paris for like the Friday, Saturday kind of thing, and then fly home from Paris. But like I say, it's not an ideal world, but I
No.
think that was our kind of.
I'm waiting for the fixtures to come out because if they've got depending when they're playing, where they're playing a week before or if they're
Mhm.
going to play the week after is going to dictate what I do. I think
Yeah.
because we're getting
Is
that
that
New York game. Yeah, if they have a 2-week half term here, then I might go out. I might come back and fly to somewhere. I don't know. Gonna go to the Giants game though. Hoping that's going to be a good weekend.
that's a Nick weekend with will she go to the game as
I
well?
mean, I would go tomorrow to New Orleans if I had, if I had all the money in the world, and I would go. I would just go. Um, and I get that people are not happy with what's going on and what Trump's up to and all the rest of it. And should you cut off your nose to spite your
No,
face? I don't know.
life goes on, and you just have to keep going. Otherwise, you miss out on so many experiences if you let things outside your control dictate how you go about life. Right?
Absolutely. And yeah, again, you're talking there about America, but we've got plenty of problems in this country as well.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
we were talking off air about a couple of those sort of things, and yet again, and Dan's right. Is sometimes you've got to live your own life. I can get in my feels about a lot of stuff, but then you just sit there and think sometimes you just got to live your own life and just crack on with it. But yeah, but funny enough, obviously, there's me saying I forgot about Paris. That is going to be absolutely fantastic, the
It's
Paris
going to be
weekend, because
epic.
yeah, the amount of we already know. I mean, God, even without thinking about it, that there's 30 people I know that are going, and yet again,
International Fan of the Year, our friend, your friend John Silver
absolutely,
is going to be
yep,
there.
and
It'll
he's
just
gonna
Well done,
be.
John, announcing the
What would
draft
you
pick
think?
and getting chucked tonight
yeah.
in there as well.
Even though on TikTok the same bit out, it was like, yeah, do you know about the round? And then the bit at the end, it was like, oh, where's that gone? That's not on there. I wonder, but our friend John was telling us that he thinks he might have changed the rules for the actual International Fan of the Week.
But when you think how many of us came from the UK to New Orleans last year,
Yes,
France is only,
yeah,
it's a whole different, there's no massive 14-hour flight or anything like that. It's just,
No.
it's right
And yeah,
there.
again,
So
and
much
it's
easier.
it is, and even that thing, Maggie, whereby obviously we're all aware of of the cost of living at the moment and stuff, but even the benefit of like you could actually fly in to Paris on the morning of the game, go to
Mhm.
the game, and you could fly out again.
Yep. I'm not going to.
No.
I think Nick might do that with Dill because he wants to be home for his birthday. So I think she's planned on meeting me in Paris on the Sunday. Me coming
Really?
home. Yeah, because he don't
Oh,
want to go to
blimey.
Paris for his birthday.
Well, okay.
So I might miss his birthday. What an awful parent.
Oh, there'll be loads of it.
It's gonna have loads of. I
Get
might
Maggie
not
on.
know.
She'll sort you out.
Yeah.
But no, but yeah, that's good because obviously you've talked about John there, and obviously John being international fan of the year, but also obviously him and the guys having the French Quarter podcast in Saints France, they're obviously going to have their ear to the ground. So there's going to be plenty of stuff that will probably be made aware of that's happening where we can sort of take advantage and the possibility of getting autographs, pictures and stuff with players, because I am assuming that because
That would
this
be
is an
so good.
international,
Honestly, I'd
yeah.
pee my pants. I'm not kidding.
I thought Maggie was saying she'd pee her pants if she met a player. I didn't realise she was peeing her pants.
Oh no, I just went to get dressed. No, honestly, I'd be completely beside myself even if it was like Carl Granderson.
But all right, let's not be dismissive of Carl. Jeez, sorry, Carl.
If you'd said that it was like Zach Lyon, I would have been, I'll give you that. Long snapper, that's fine. You can have that.
Yeah, I'd be all right even if it was Tyler Shuck,
Oh my God.
Oh,
Can you
but
imagine?
Maggie,
It's
stop
a
it.
rattler.
We don't need you to talk about your pants again now that I've mentioned Tyler Shuck.
Or my Whodats.
Yeah, don't get them out, baby. But funny enough, that goes to one of our questions that we always used to ask people. I think so who is your favourite Saints player? Obviously from the period that you've been watching.
I know it's probably totally cliched and you're going to be like, oh God, but it's Derek Carr. I mean, no.
What a Mag.
That's golden.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so hard. I mean, Jameis Winston's hard. I mean, he's hard to forget. I mean, but only because of just his genuine of just being just
hit the
wonderfully
person that he
Jameis
is.
Winston. It's so hard. It's so hard. I love Michael Thomas. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What is Michael Thomas doing?
Nothing, unfortunately. Which is, again, that's the horror.
What a waste. What a waste.
Exactly. It's the horror of how his career sort of fell apart, not really for any fault of his own. People will argue about, all right, what he decided to do, whether or not he should have got treated or anything, but he should never have actually had that injury. And therein lies that's the truth of it. And you're absolutely right, Maggie. It's like he would have been, I think he was definitely on track to become, on the verge of Hall of Fame with the numbers he was putting up. He'd done that for another 3
he would have been Hall of
years.
Famer, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Am I allowed to say Taysom Hill?
You can say whoever you want.
Because he is absolutely tremendous when he's on it. Kamara's a great character and what a player.
Yeah.
It's not Drew Brees.
Too sterile for you, Drew. Too sterile.
Yeah.
Too clean cut.
Yeah. And again, it's like, without a doubt, Taysom Hill is up there as,
oh yeah,
when fully fit and performing on all cylinders, easily up there as one of the top. People would argue and shout me down, but probably easily in the top 25 as of maybe all time with
Some
what
people
he
say he's
offered.
Top 10 in like what fans' favourite players.
I went to 25 because I think there will be less argument over that, because obviously, the nature of the game that we talk about is everybody wants to argue, but so there's no harm in that. And also, as a woman, I suppose it was quite nice looking at Taysom. I mean, as a man, it was quite nice looking at Taysom.
He looks a little bit like the Joker, I think.
Am I? I'm just waiting for that bridge in the Alex bit again.
What about I think he retired. Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah, he's retired.
He retired. He was a player. player.
Blimey. Jesus Christ.
She's had a gavvy, hasn't she? She's had a gavvy.
But yeah, Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Two Gloves.
Yeah.
Legend.
Oh, I love the man.
Yeah,
Loved
again,
him.
and that goes back to you talking about Michael Thomas, because that, you know, that year where he came in for 5 games and I think he went 5 and zip, and
Yep.
it was
But it
almost
was
like
amazing.
Michael Thomas didn't miss a step, and that shows you yet again that's the heartbreak of the Michael Thomas situation, is that it, you know, yet again Michael Thomas helped to elevate whoever he was playing with, which, you know, as a
I've
wide
said
receiver,
before, I think Michael Thomas extended Drew Brees' career
without doubt,
at
Yes,
the level
yeah,
he
I
was
would think
playing at.
so.
Yeah. Well, Drew was Drew, but Mike Thomas other receivers would have dropped some of those, and it
Yeah.
wouldn't have looked as good as Drew's stats. Like, obviously, Drew makes it happen, but Mike Thomas, he finishes the jobs.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So I think there were 26 favourite players on that list that you gave us there, Maggie. You couldn't pinpoint one, but fair enough. But then, yeah, again, as I was saying, the era that you've really been watching them, there was that period of maybe 3 years where there were so many people that you could pick on.
Oh,
that
we was
team.
on our pomp, weren't we? We was on our pomp.
Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. Everyone that you've mentioned was, well, apart from the first person you mentioned. Yeah, halcyon days. Right. So another separate, moving away slightly from football, what's your of the drinks from the city, and I'm not sure you drank any of them that sort of are notably famous. Have you got a favourite of all those putrid drinks that you can have in the city? Did you have a hurricane? Did you have a hand grenade? Did you
Nope.
have a purple drink?
Nope.
Jesus Christ, Maggie.
What did you drink?
What were
I'm
you
awfully
you were
drinking?
shit-faced.
sensible.
Yeah, what were you drinking? It's so battered.
Shit face most of the time.
Malt liquor, barley wine.
I tell you what they don't do well. I don't know if this is anyone else's experience of the city. The shit Bloody Marys. They can't. They just
So
don't.
you need to go
do
to. You need to go to Ruby Slippers. They do a good Bloody Mary.
We
And
went
there's
to the Ruby Slipper one morning for brekkie. I don't rate it, sorry, but we had breakfast every other morning at Zesty Creole on Canal. It was
yeah, I know what it is.
incredible. And we
Right.
went one morning to the Ruby Slipper just for a change.
The
Keep
Bloody
it.
Mary's good.
Right, okay, I'll bear that in mind.
I had a
think
Bloody
we
Mary at Bearcat. That was quite nice.
I think
And we had Bloody Mary's in that place on the.
my greatest
on the
memory of
Jackson
Dan
Square.
and Bloody Marys, sorry Dan to interrupt, mate, is I think if memory serves me correctly, didn't we go to Ruby Slipper on the morning of Mardi Gras?
No, we went
No.
to.
When did we
went
go
to-
to, you know, when did we go to the Ruby Slipper and you literally
It was
were
my
death
first
warmed
day.
up?
It was my first day after I landed. I landed in New Orleans at 5 to 11 New Orleans time, and I've been on the go since whatever, and then didn't sleep. I was doing the luge in bed all night, and then got up and went for a Bloody Mary, and I was just like, I haven't slept. I've been awake for 36 hours or whatever it is.
It was
I was fucked.
did
impressive.
too much chang, do the luge.
I didn't do the chang, but I was definitely doing the luge. I got kebab juice all over
I
me.
loved that scene. That's one of the funniest things ever. Oh my god. It's about
All right, so-
Abita. Abita? We drank a lot of Abita.
A pizza,
All right.
yeah, pizza's good.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I think the
Yeah.
rest of it was probably whatever the hell was in that
It was on the tap.
cooler in
Yeah.
Baton Rouge, whatever that was.
We was drinking seltzers. We had
Yeah.
some
What
purple
was the
haze.
vodka one? Something cloud
High
or
noon. High noon.
High
Oh, no.
noon, that's it. Holy crap, that just
Shane loves a high noon.
yeah,
Didn't
he
you
does
have to
love a
stop-
high.
Didn't you have to stop drinking High Noons, Dan, because you got absolutely splattered on them one day?
On Super Bowl night, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't had high noon since.
Can you get them here?
No, I have. But they did
Yeah, you
sell them in
can.
Sainsbury's for a little while,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then they've stopped. But I had about 12 of them in my fridge that I bought before Christmas, and didn't, because I was doing dry January, I didn't drink them until Super Bowl night, and I drank them all, and then was drinking whiskey, and then threw up everywhere in my bed.
No.
And
Not
Mike
in
was
the
staying
bed.
over.
Yeah.
Mike stayed over and it was all over the floor. It was just disgusting. Yeah, Nick said to me, "You're choking in your sleep," and I just leant over and just chucked up all down the side of the bed.
She is
Which she
so
cleared up.
lucky.
She
She
cleared
said
up
she's
and
so
she
lucky.
didn't talk to me for about a week. We flew,
I'm not
and
fucking surprised.
that was a Monday. We flew to Florida on the Thursday, and I still
God.
couldn't drink at the airport. I tried a Bloody Mary, and I was like, I can't even drink this. I feel like shit. Like the
See, I
hangover
do
was about
love
4
a
days
Bloody
long. It
Mary,
was a
but it has to be
nightmare.
good. It has to be
And
good.
I love a
And
Bloody Mary.
I love.
My go-to breakfast drink on holiday.
Well, that and Buckfast, like I said last time.
And also, I have it on Christmas morning as well. Instead of a Bucks
Bloody
Fizz, I have
Mary.
Bloody Mary. Yeah, that's my Christmas
That's a
morning.
good shout, actually. That's a good shout.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well,
Has
red
to be
with
done.
the green celery, festive colours.
There you go.
I once had a Bloody Mary in this bar in Edinburgh, and I was like, what is that? You know, the garnish. Normally it's
blood?
like a wee cherry tomato, bit celery, you know, cucumber, whatever. A fucking pork crackling. I'm vegetarian. I was like, what the fuck? Seriously, I was like, what is that? Smells like feet. What is
Sounds
that?
beautiful.
And I took, I was like, what the fuck? And I took it up to the bar and I was like, what is that? And she said, oh, it's a pork crackling. And I was like, that's revolting. I said, give me another one. Don't put meat in it. What are you doing putting meat in my drink?
Maggie, I
Idiot.
had a Bloody Mary in Canada that came with 2 chicken wings.
No.
On top, we had the celery and 2 chicken wings on it. I was like, this is brilliant. I've had candied bacon. I've had like pork links jerky in it.
No, it's all kinds of wrong. Like, no. Anyway, I digress. What was the question?
I
What did
can't
you
even
drink in
remember
New
the
Orleans?
question. Oh, yeah, drink. Yeah, but you said a
Oh,
beta.
right, all of it.
Was, yeah, I think a beta was your mate. Because is it, yet again, from the point of view of, and it's one of these things about when people go, so you never had a hurricane when you were there?
Nope.
And is there a reason for that? Is that not the type of drink that you would drink?
I don't even know what's in it. I think I might have had it not the year before, but the first time we were there.
Yeah. Well, you probably did yourself a solid there, because the amount of sugar in them is the thing that really upsets me. And the hand.
I'm just not, I mean, Bloody Mary's not fancy by any means, but I'm just not into, like, keep it simple.
Yeah, not a sweet type, because all of those things are hugely sweet as well, which are not my kettle of fish. But yet again, on the odd occasion.
And we didn't do any drive-through daiquiris or anything like that.
No, the next time you're over, you have to go and have one of the purple drinks, because they are lovely. And they will get you lovely, mellow and twisted.
I'm twisted enough as it is.
Yeah, well, we know that. We absolutely know that. So from a point of view, obviously, you were talking about that dog. You were talking about, obviously, your evening of cheese and wine. Is there anything else that you ate? You were saying, obviously, your breakfasts were lovely.
Yeah,
is there anything else
fantastic.
that you ate over there that you were really pleased with and happy with? Are you opening that Smirnoff Ice?
Jeez.
We were just talking about fucking sugary, nasty drinks.
That would rot your brain and your teeth. That's foul. Get the Blue Wicked open.
We didn't buy the Blue Wicked in the end.
No, I don't blame you. No, I don't think so. Alan very much enjoyed Mr. Ed.
Yes.
If anyone remembers. I only vaguely remember Mr. Ed because I don't eat meat or fish. I was like, right, well, but Alan wanted to go and I wanted to be with you. We wanted to be with you guys. And so I did what I quite often do, which is just go to these places and just not have anything to eat because I don't eat.
And that's going to do wonders for your ability to sustain alcohol, isn't it?
No. So what happened there was Alan had the most amazing, whatever it was, I don't know, something. I had nothing, but we shared a bottle of wine on top of whatever the hell else we'd been up to, during the day. And on the promise to myself was that we would go somewhere afterwards. Alan would just have a drink and I would have something to eat, but it didn't get that far because once we finished the bottle of wine, I then ordered what I thought was a glass of wine, which turned out to be an entire bottle, which I woke up next to in bed the next morning.
Do you know what?
Maggie.
I'm just looking at the menu for Mr. Ed's, and I've just realised there is no vegetarian options on the menu at all. Even the salad's got bacon in it.
But everyone
But-
apologises to you, Maggie.
But wait, no, there's no need for that because we do, like, it has been a thing where, like, if we've been abroad, and, you know, it's somewhere amazing, like, you know, coastal Spain, and Alan
Yeah.
wants to go and eat a massive fish, I'll just have a drink and then go somewhere afterwards. It's totally fine. Like, it doesn't bother me at all because I'd much rather that the other person or the people that I'm with have what they want to have and enjoy their food, and I'll just get
Cheese
something
toasty
after.
from Peter Sutcliffe's bar, which again, you had that and you didn't enjoy that, did you?
Why are you calling it the cheese toasty? No, it was awful.
Yeah. Because I always walk past and that's what he reminds me of, like Jemani or whatever it is. You'll have to go, I'll send you a picture. You'll know what I'm talking about, Maggie.
Do you know, I'm not really sure I will.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I'm not
Do you know what Peter
particularly
Sutcliffe looks
clear
like?
on-
All right, I will send that to you afterwards. Dan, have you got anything else that you would like to ask Maggie?
So Nick wants me to do a suckling pig for the smoke out. I'm assuming that's a no for you.
You can do it, but
Don't show you it.
I
My
probably
last
won't,
thing,
'cause
and
my
it's
what does she mean by do a suckling thing?
like smoke a suckling pig or baby
That's
pig.
fine as long as is it whole? It's whole, isn't it? The
Yeah.
face and everything.
my
Fine.
I might not. I'll see.
If you
They're a
want,
ball
you
late to do.
shouldn't not.
Do you know what?
But see,
Right, they're a
this
bit
is
of a
the thing
ball
I'm
late to
getting
do
at.
though, because you don't get the seasoning inside them. So it's a bit. You got to really do some work on them to get the flavour. Sorry, I'm not making it any better for you, am I?
No. But see, this is the thing, is that I don't want people to not do or not enjoy because I
No.
don't eat meat doesn't
But-
mean that
yeah,
other
Maggie,
people
I think
should miss out.
you're aware with Dan and Nick, and we all went to last year's smoke out, that there is a
That was
lot
fantastic.
of beautiful food there, lots of meat, lots of whatnot, but they obviously will cater for you as well. So we don't have
Yes,
to
and
worry
they
about
did,
that.
and it was honestly,
yeah.
it was so good.
And as you say, it's like everybody, you get on with whatever you want to eat. You're happy with what
Yeah,
you eat.
that's
And I know
fine.
that
I
Dan
just-
and Nick obviously were thoughtful in that regard.
What
My
I will
last
say is,
thought before we
Just put it.
sorry,
one sec.
go on, Dan.
One thing I'll say is, I am considering trying to make white beans and rice. 'Cause I
Okay.
got a wicked recipe this week for it. Bit different from red
We-
beans.
I
Turkey.
I
with
remember
it, though.
having having those at Jazz Fest when we went over, Dan. They were absolutely amazing.
They were
Yeah,
fantastic.
they
yeah.
were
I'm
super.
Right,
looking
Dan,
into it.
Dan. Do the pig. If that's what you want. When I get there, tell me where it is so that I don't see it.
Okay.
Is that a
All right.
deal? Is that all
Fair.
right?
Fair. Yeah,
I
I got
think
you.
that's
My-
fair.
My final point before we head off is I'd like to just make comment last night on Vedran, who obviously was a previous guest, and the fact that he was so drunk last night that he's booked 3 nights in Brentwood for him and Sam, and it was on the precursor that, don't worry about it, I'll be able to get Ubers from central London to Brentwood really cheap. And woke up this morning
Yeah, if there's
sober.
4 of you.
Yeah, woke up this morning sober and did a quick look at how much it costs from central London to Brentwood, and I think threw up in his own shoes. So, yeah. Well done, Vedran.
We love you.
Cheaper than a round of shots, Vedran.
Yeah. Anyway, look, on that note, a couple of things. Once again, congratulations to Alex and Eve. Congratulations to John for the draft last week. Looks like he had a phenomenal time. And we'll have to get him on the pod just to talk about his experience over there. And I just want to say thank you, Maggie, for coming on.
You're so
Really
welcome.
appreciate
Thank
it,
you
love.
very much for inviting
And
me.
the next time I see you, I think we'll be in Liverpool.
No, it won't. It will be in Essex,
When are you
darling.
going to Liverpool?
Shit, yeah, fuck me. Look, my memory is awful. Jesus Christ.
Literally,
I'm
we
off.
just
See you
been
later.
talking about it 2 minutes
Bye.
ago.
Literally, just said
Bye.
something.
The Saints, the city, and me.